Good afternoon, Mary. Are you there? Good afternoon,
Yes,
David.
I am here.
Ah, and it looks like we have a couple more joining us. We'll just wait a little bit to let folks pop in. Mary, where are you joining us from?
From Arapahoe Community College in Littleton.
Ah, fantastic. We are working with some of your colleagues right now on a couple projects. Are you at all involved with the Sync Up Healthcare Collaborative project?
A little bit. I'm in nursing, so yeah.
Oh, perfect. Good to know. So we are actually doing an e-learning build, both a course as well as a virtual job shadow experience for nursing to serve high school students to become familiar with the nursing pathways that are available at ACC, CD, some of the other community colleges, as well as some of the healthcare partners.
Right.
And we're filming our nursing job shadow next week.
Cool.
What do you do with nursing?
I'm a faculty member and the chair of the bachelor's part of the program
Okay.
right now. But I've been at ACC a very long time.
That's good. You're actually right down the hill from me. I live up Bulls, just not too far.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
Nice. So is this the BCI e-learning solutions? Is that what you're?
This is, yeah. And since right now it looks like we only have one person in this space, you, the other
Oh.
individual on the call is the host and is managing multiple
Oh,
Zooms at once. I'm happy to customize this time for you. So what is it that drew you to BCI? What are you interested in? What would you like to know?
I don't know. There wasn't too much on there in this time period.
I took the less of the evils, right? So
I don't know. I mean, just tell me what your Sync Up for Health thing is.
yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit about BCI and then
Yeah.
how we've engaged with ACC and then the Sync Up work. So BCI is a partner of Colorado State University. We are a for-profit organization that allows CSU to leverage some of the fantastic online e-learning courses that they've developed with CSU Global, use that model more or less to allow them to expand into other organizations. And so what we do is support other higher ed organizations as well as just corporate organizations, if you would, bring e-learning courses into their LMS, learning management system, D2L, right? That's what you guys
D2L.
Yep. So that's who we are. And we are basically a jack of all trades. We're a consulting company that can provide guidance or build out the courses, whatever is the wish. And so with the Sync Up work, it actually began before Sync Up. Eric Dunker, I'm sure you know Eric.
Yep.
And Julie Briggs, she's in your office, isn't she? Yeah, I was just on a call with her the other day. She makes me happy. She's got great energy.
Yeah, she's in workforce.
Yeah.
She's not exactly in the same office, but in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's made a great expansion of that program, the workforce type things. Yeah.
So a year ago, Eric reached out to us during the time of COVID when we were having contact tracing. The state had contact tracers and had partnered with Eric and ACC to say, hey, look, these are individuals that are interested in the healthcare field. What if we designed e-learning modules that our contact tracers could engage in to help them understand all of the career opportunities that are available to them through quick certifications, associate degrees, whatever. And we provided those e-learning modules to those contact tracers. So Eric worked with the state and we worked with Eric to build out 10 or so career pathways, e-learning modules that these contact tracers could jump into to learn more about the healthcare career options. So that's where it started. We launched those courses last fall. Thankfully and sadly at the same time, by the time those courses really came online, contact tracing was a thing of the past, right? So that's the blessing that it was a thing of the past and COVID was more under control. But the modules didn't get served to the extent that everybody was hoping that they would. So then move on to the sync up work. This is actually quite exciting for you, we hope, in that what the sync up grant is doing is providing students the opportunity, high school students across Denver Metro and then into some of our outlying counties like Kiowa, providing high school students a program that they can engage in the summer to learn about intro health careers with stackable career options. So your nursing pathway would be the ideal candidate, right? We can offer students the CNA and then into a licensed nurse. What's the word I'm looking for?
LPN.
LPN, thank you. I was like LSN, that's not it. An LPN and then into a BSN. And then
associate and then BSN.
Yeah, and then maybe even into a nurse practitioner at some point, right? So there's pathways that students can take, and they don't necessarily have to start at a 4-year college to get into nursing. And so what the Sync Up Grants is doing is allowing students to learn what those stackable pathways are, and then also get a visual on what the career field looks like. So if you think of a medical assistant, that's another one of our pathways that we're doing. Part of the medical assisting job is phlebotomy work. And so we're showcasing that in some of the modules. And if a student is turned off by blood, then they will at least learn in high school that medical assisting perhaps is not for them. And then we're also doing radiology tech. We're doing nursing, we're doing patient care technician. Those are the 4 for this fall. And then we're going to build out some additional ones, or sorry, for this spring. And then more get built out next fall and next spring.
So these are informational for mainly high school or pre-nursing students, pre-health students to just see what it happens. So just kind of small module kind of things.
That's right. It's a 1-hour module for the e-learning, and then we call it a 90-minute virtual job shadow. So what we've been doing with HIPAA being HIPAA, it's near impossible to go film in a hospital and have real live patient interactions going on. And so we've worked with Centura Health, we've worked with DaVita, HCA Health One to simulate experiences. So we'll go into a clinic, into the hospital on a closed floor and simulate patient interactions. And so we're capturing some of that on film, as well as interviews with nurses, interviews with hospital staff, to really give students the sense of what it looks like to be in that occupation. The cool thing for students is this is a 6-week program. They basically do one of these career pathways per week. They do the e-learning component Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, come together as a cohort to discuss their learnings, and then perhaps even jump into some basic life support certifications. But when they complete the program, they earn a $500 529 account that we're hoping the industry partners also contribute to. and the 529 then can be used anywhere, but hopefully they use it for continuing their education at one of the college partners, such as yourself, and jump right into the nursing pathway if that was the thing that they were intrigued about.
So is it like each week is a different pathway, or like radiology?
That's
tech,
right.
MA,
Exactly. So there's an intro module the first week, and then the subsequent weeks is one pathway per week. And then the partners have also agreed to at least entertaining conversations with students after they complete the program. And so Centura Health, being our nursing partner, should a student want to jump right into CNA and earn their CNA from ACC, then Centura Health has agreed to hold an interview with that student to provide them the opportunity to jump into the career.
so they would take their CNA at one of our schools, and then
Correct. I mean, that's
Centura would kind of have they're kind of sponsoring them for
That's
the
right.
college. It's like
Exactly.
the college ready. Is that what the 529 is?
That's exactly what that is. Yeah.
Okay.
It can only be used towards college education, 529.
Right.
Yep. But the idea is it's a win for everybody. It's a win for students because they learn about the various healthcare careers that are out there that they can jump into almost immediately. It's a win for ACC and CCD, who's also on the grant, to pull students into the campus to earn these certifications and credentials and degrees. And it's a win for the healthcare partner because, as you just said, it develops a pipeline for them as well.
So do they, on their modules, do they have a little reference to contact the schools?
Yes, there's 6 sections to each of the modules. One of the sections is dedicated to which pathways are available at each community college, focusing directly into ACC and CCD.
Yeah, because CCD has radiology tech.
Exactly.
We actually have through Eric's group, through Workforce, we have the MAs here that they can get certified as an ME, and that's through Centura. And they also have one through SCA.
Yep. So Eric has provided us the guidance on which school to showcase for each of the modules. And in many cases, it's both, right? You have nursing, CCD has nursing. We're going to do a physical therapy assistant pathway. That's ACC. I don't believe CCD has that. And then so on and so forth. And so we've also worked with some of your colleagues within the school as our subject matter experts to provide direct content to go into these e-learning modules. And so I could tell you if you want on who.
Probably Cassie is the one for the CNA.
I forget. That wasn't part of my project lead, but I'll tell you.
And with nursing, we wouldn't be the first pathway. We wouldn't be the first contact. So it would be more the beginning CNA or MA or.
It was Suzanne Villiers.
Oh, okay. She's a temporary kind of a assistant or interim director with us.
Yeah. So she just gave us the nursing content to say here's what a CNA does, here's what an LPN does, here's what an associate does, here's how you can earn them at the community college. So we call those our subject matter experts. And then we also had a couple partners from Centura for the nursing pathway to provide the content expertise there as well.
What are you saying about CSU?
What am I seeing about
What
CSU?
did you say with them? Are they doing the health thing or are they doing something?
So they are not part of this grant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because they're doing some things with health and ACC. So we have a deal that we culminated last fall, I think. It hasn't really been put into practice. We don't have any people taking it now, but they are offering an MSN because our bachelor's program is fairly new. We're just finishing the second year of it. So we've done 6 semesters with the bachelor's because that's not normally what community colleges do.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys were doing that.
Yeah, we have 3 bachelor programs and going on 4 or 5
Really?
at the college. So a few years ago, the legislature made a law that, or rule, or whatever you call it, legislative action,
Yeah.
that community colleges could offer bachelor's degrees in fields that did not have bachelor's degrees in the area. So there's an energy one that goes on at Red Rocks, I think, and some of those things, but obviously nursing is not in that category because there's plenty of 4-year schools with offering bachelor's degrees
Sure.
in the area. But then because of the shortage of nurses and the reputation of the community colleges in this state for really turning out really good RNs, high pass rates on the licensure exam and good reputation in the hospitals, and the horrible nursing shortage that occurred, it was already in motion before COVID.
Yeah.
That they said that nursing could do it.
How
And
about
so we
that?
developed programs and put them in. It went through the legislature really fast in 2018. So the directors got a framework going and then course development. And so we started classes in the summer of 2019,
Okay.
really fast. So our director at the time said, Mary, you get to be the coordinator of that program. So
Right.
it changed to that. So we've had, 12, 15, 21, pushing 30 graduates so far.
That's fantastic. And how's the placement?
Placement for nurses is unbelievable. You know, you walk in, you have your license, they'll find a place for you.
That's fair. My wife
Yeah.
is a nurse at Children's,
Oh,
and
good.
she they just actually Children's South Campus, so just down the road from you.
Nice. Yeah.
And just recently they started hiring new grads, which is not a practice that Children's is accustomed to doing, but they are following the same model as you were just prescribing, that they need nurses, and so we might as well start hiring and training the way that we want them to be trained.
Yeah. And I talked to one of the trainers down there a year or so ago at a Colorado Center for Nursing Excellence meeting, one of the coordinators of their training programs, their new grad,
Mm-hmm.
Get them up to speed, and trying to work with some now on transition to practice, because some of them coming out right now have not had as much clinical time other than virtual because of the pandemic. And so, we got to make them ready to go. And so training programs in the hospitals are really important, as well as through the colleges and what they get as far as clinicals. There's not a lot of us older nurses anymore. So there's a lot of retirement, a lot of moving on, a lot of burnout, a lot of, so there's way too many newer nurses in hospitals. Don't get sick right now.
No experience.
Yeah, I love pediatrics. I didn't do it out of nursing school. This is a second career kind of, because I worked in biomedical device science technology for a long time and then went to nursing. But I just got a job. I've been in nursing. I graduated like 27 years ago, so a long time ago. But
You've been in nursing.
maybe longer than that. But I just got a job doing pediatric home care, just like part of a day a week kind of thing, because they're desperate too. So having fun with that.
Well, my dad is a physician, and he's always said that he's nothing without his nurses. And
Yeah,
so
that's a
my,
good attitude. I worked at Craig Hospital for 20, almost 23 years, over 23 years. And then I'm still on kind of on leave of absence. I guess I can go back. I just have to find time to do it.
sounds like you're a busy person, Mary.
I know I'm too busy. I need to retire, but I have to keep doing something. So
I like the home visit idea. That's a good one.
yeah, I have a darling little 11-month-old that I'm watching grow and develop and overcome some of her challenges.
I'm staring out my window at my neighbor's house. I believe his wife was on the board at Craig for a number of years, or still is on the board.
Oh, it's a great place.
You don't know Nan Hannon, do you?
No,
No. Hey, it's a small world. It's always worth a shot.
yeah, I was more in the trenches, so I didn't know the board too much. But yeah.
Well, do you want to have the gift of time back and do
Yeah, well,
some?
it's good to know, and I think I'll kind of tap into Eric and see how we can help as this goes along, or
Yeah,
offer some time in the lab or something to show some of the
Eric.
learning opportunities as you go through the process, in addition to just on paper. And I think it's great that you can have them go into a hospital and see what a CNA or a medical assistant in an office or any of your other things.
Yeah, we're filming at Porter on Friday next week.
Nice.
Yeah. And as you continue to build out this BSN, and if you ever think, gosh, we could really use something on film here, or we could really support learning if this was online in a different fashion, don't lose sight of us. Eric knows about us. I have Eric's direct number, so just give him a nudge and I'll be happy to plug in.
Yeah, because we need to go out into the field and recruit people that are already RNs with an associate degree or diploma degree to come into our program. And that's really stalled because of the pandemic, because they're not really having job fairs at hospitals and things like that, but maybe a module to make available to hospitals, and just kind of flip into one of the courses, let people see what it's about. And
interesting that you said that, because I know Eric had a meeting with somebody at the state who was saying just that, like, hey, this is a really cool start that we have for high school students into intro to careers, but now we need to think about the people that are intro careers. How do we move them to the next step? Because we don't want them to stall out.
yeah, and Centura's really taken a good lead on that too, because with this MA program, they're hoping some of them will go on to CNAs and then nursing LPNs. So and they're starting to hire LPNs because there's not enough RNs.
You're right.
So yeah.
Well, Mary, it's been a
Thank you.
pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Hey,
Well, that was exciting, huh?
yeah,
You listening in?
a little bit. I'm listening to both sessions.
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I said, go ahead. I was interrupting you.
Oh, no. I was just turning the volume down over here so it wasn't distracting to you. It's just, do you know Pebble Pad at all?
I was looking into them yesterday.
Yeah, so we really just have the two breakout vendors, but I think I bit off a little more than I could chew being the moderator for both. I'm not very present in either.
That's all right. I can monitor this one. If anybody pops in, I'll be happy to let them in.
All right, sounds good.
Yep.
I'll be here.
All right.
I wonder if maybe we want to pause the recording so that you don't feel like you're just like having your face recorded while you wait.